Page 87. We're in a built-up area of the city, and I know that helicopters need space to take off and land. Taylor Parks climbs out and opens the door for me. Christian is beside me in an instant and takes my hand again. Ready, he asks. I nod, and I want to say for anything, but I can't articulate the words as I'm too nervous and too excited. Taylor, he nods curtly at his driver, and we head into the building straight to the set of the elevator. The memory of our kiss this morning comes back to haunt me. I've thought of nothing else all day, daydreaming at the register at Clayton's twice. Mr. Clayton had to shout my name to bring me back to earth. To say I've been distracted would be the underestimate statement of the year. Christian glances down at me, a slight smile on his lips. He's thinking about it too. It's only 3 floors, he says dryly, his eyes dancing with amusement. He's telepathic, surely. It's spooky. I try and keep my face impasse as we enter the elevator. The door closes, and it's in there, the weird electrical attrition crackling between us, enslaving me. I close my eyes in a vain attempt to ignore it. He tightens his grip on my hand, and 5 seconds later, the door opens onto the roof of the building. And there it is, a white helicopter with the name Grey Enterprise Holdings, Inc., written in blue with the company's logo on the side. Surely this is a misuse of company's property. He leads me into a small office where an old-timer sits behind the desk. Here's your flight plan, Mr. Grey. All external checks are done. It's ready and waiting, sir. You're free to go. Thank you, Joe. Christian smiles warmly at him. Oh, someone deserving of a polite treatment from Christian. Perhaps he's not an employee. I stare at the old guy in awe. Let's go, Christian says, and we'll make our way towards the helicopter. When we're up close, it's much bigger than I thought. I expect it to be a roadster version for 2, but it has at least 7 seats. Christian opens the door and directs me to one of the seats at the very front. Sit down, don't touch anything, he orders as he climbs in it behind me. He shuts the door with a slam. I'm glad the area is floodlit. Otherwise, I'd find it difficult to see inside the small cockpit. I sit down in my allotted seat, and he crouches beside me to strap me into the harness. It's a 4-point harness with all the straps connected to one central buckle. He tightens both of the upper straps so I can hardly move. He is so close and intent to what he's doing. If I could lean forward with my nose, would be in his hair. He smells clean, fresh, heavenly, but I'm fascinated secretly, securely in my seat and effectively immobile. He glances up and smiles, like he's enjoying his usual private joke. His eyes heated. He's so tantalizing close. I take my breath as he pulls at one of the upper straps. You're secure, no escaping, he whispers. Beneath anesthesia, breathe. He heads softly. Reaching up, he caresses my cheek, running his long fingers down to my chin, where he grasps between his thumb and forefinger. He leans forward and plants a brief chested kiss, leaving me reeling, my insides clenching at the thrilling, unexpected touch of his lips. I like this harness, he whispers. What? He sits down beside me and buckles himself into the seat, and then begins a protracted produce of check-in gauges and flapping switches and buttons from the mind-boggling array of dials and lights and switches in front of me. Little lights wink and flash from various dials, and the whole of the instrument panel lights up. Put your cans on, he says, pointing at the set of headphones in front of me. I pull them on and the rotor blades start. They are deafening. He puts his headphones on and continues flipping various switches. I'm just going through all the pre-flight checks. Christian dismantles voice in my ears through the headphones. I turn and grin at him. Do you know what you're doing? I ask. He turns and smiles at me. I've been a fully qualified pilot for 4 years, Anastasia. You're safe with me. He gives me a rueful grin. Well, while we're flying, he adds, and winks at me. Winking, Christian? Are you ready? I nod, wide-eyed. Okay, tower. PDX, this is Charlie Tango Go for Echo. Hotel cleared for takeoff. Please confirm, over. Charlie Tango, you are cleared. PDX to call and proceed to 1000 heading 010, over. Roger tower, Charlie Tango set, over and out. Here we go. He adds to me, and the helicopter rises slowly and smoothly into the air. Portland disappears in front of us, and we head into the US airspace, though my stomach remains firmly in Oregon. Whoa! All the bright lights shrink until they are twinkling below us. It's like out from the inside a fishbowl. Once we're higher, there really is nothing to see. It's pitch black, not even the moon to shed any light of our journey. How can he see where we're going? Eerie, isn't it? Christian voices in my ears. How do you know you're going the right way? Here, he points his long index finger at one of our gauges, and it shows an electronic compass. This is an EC-135 Eurocopter, one of the safest in its class. It's equipped for night flight. He glances and grins at me. There's a helipad on top of the building I live in. That's where we're heading. Of course there's a helipad where he lives. I'm so out of my league here. His face is softly illuminated by the lights of the instrument panel. He's connecting hard and he's continually glancing at the various dials in front of him. I drink in his feature from breath my lashes. He has a beautiful profile. Straight nose, square jawed. I'd like to run my tongue along his jaw. He hasn't shaved, and his stubble makes the prospect doubly tempting. I'd like to feel how rough it is beneath my tongue, my fingers against my face.